So for setting up the Sunday audio at CRC, we need to go in the sound closet room, sound room, whatever, AV room, and get the key, sound system key from here, and we'll take it over to this box. Most people already know this, but it goes in here. You want to turn it to on. And what that does is it sends power to this surge protector right here. And I think it also helps power on the router. So that's one of the first steps. As you can see, the amazing Chris Hackett has already taken initiative and gotten the sound box here for a mixer. We'll get that set up here in a second. So one of the first things as well you want to do is to go to the digital snake and turn that on. I think someone already did it here on our team, but I'll show you where it is. Yes, someone already did it. So digital snake is powered on. This powers the speakers for the system here and the monitor on stage. So that sends power to those pieces of equipment and also to the cameras, as we talked about in a different video. All right, now we'll just run cabling and I'll show you the connections. And we get to borrow CRC's cables. That's nice of them. So we go in this wired mics labeled cabinet here, and it has instrument cables, XLR cables labeled. And as long as we put them away nice and neatly, again, please coil your cables, like someone did a great job here. And we just get these for our speaker runs and monitor runs. And sometimes an instrumentalist needs an instrumental cable, so we get one of these for them. Okay, so this is where it can start to seem a little intimidating and overwhelming. And I get it. It's a lot of cables and a lot of things look the same here. But it's okay. We'll break it down. And it's just a matter of practice. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get with things. So this is in no particular order, per se. You can do this pretty much in any order. So I'm just going to start with one of them. So the aux1 we use for the stage monitors for the singers in the band. They need those. And aux2, we don't have anything right now. aux3 and 4 we'll send to the booth for live stream. All these inputs, 7, 8, 9, and 10, are labeled here on the left for the appropriate instruments, so we can have some consistency. You want to make sure this is plugged in. This remote Ethernet cable is plugged in. The switch is all the way to the left, because that way it sends a signal to our router, which we connect with the tablet to control it. So let's start connecting some cables. So we'll do, for this time, we'll do the monitor first. aux1 is the stage monitor again, and we want to keep things close to the stage to avoid tripping. And as you can see, some of the cables are longer than others. So this cable won't make it all the way over there. So what we need to do is to connect a second cable. And I don't have it marked or labeled, but the longer cables that CRC has are in our collection that we got from the cabinet there in the sound room closet. But other way. We just run it close to the stage like this. As you can see, if you've coiled up the cables, when you pack up, they're very, very easy to set up. See how easy that is. No tangles, no twists. Great job. So this is our monitor. The 3 prongs means it's sending a signal. The 3 kind of holes means it's going to receive a signal. So we're sending the signal from the board into the monitor, okay? And then we'll send an output cable from this monitor to our other monitor on the other side of the stage. Here's our JBL speaker. Now we own this. This is our property, but I got it from the storage closet over there. And you just plug it in, and to power it on, usually you have to tap and hold. So it's a 2-tap thing. Tap, hold, and the green light comes on. It's powered on. And then I'll show you how to make the connection with this and the XLR cable. Over here is where we connect. So remember I said the output here is going to send a signal. That's what we want to plug into. Output from their system monitor to our monitor. And again, someone did a good job coiling up this cable. Look how easy it is. I can just walk and unroll it, and I can keep it along the edge of the stage so no one is tripping. It's great. It's easy, it's quick, and efficient. So it's going to go into channel number 1, input number 1. Okay. Turn it up maybe about halfway, roughly. We can adjust the levels on this. So now our monitors are set up and ready to go. Let's connect the speakers. Here we have main left. So the left of the house, as you face the stage, the left speaker. So we are going to take this. People. This is our keyboard music master teacher, Rob.
Just me not interrupting.
And again, we got all this slack. Hey, Ryan. So we'll just unroll this all the way. Hopefully it'll make it.
Would you like to do this? Making instructional videos.
So we got.
When we are away, you can just check it.
This one's got a little twist in it. But that's okay. And we just keep it close to the edge of the stage. And this one makes it all the way. And it plugs into the back. If you want to take a look and bring the camera over here. See, this one is already plugged in and we keep it because that one is the CRCs. So there's an empty one. So we're going to connect into the empty one just right here. Like that. And we do the same thing for the right side. So now we need to connect the right speaker. So out of the booth, out of the box, I mean, and we'll run this cable. It's a short distance, just right here. So we only need a short cable. And I have this extra one that we can run right over here. Same as the other speaker. There's one available input, and we're going to use that. Leave the CRC cable. Now it's ready to go. Now we have an instrument cable. So this is going to be for the bass, for Connor. So here we have bass labeled number 9. So we're going to use that channel number 9. He's not here yet, but we'll go ahead and get his cable ready. And then we'll leave it for him when he gets here, just right over here. And it's easy for the other instruments, like for example, keyboard. We have the keyboard already plugged in here. See? Chris already got this covered. And it goes over to Rob's keyboard right there. In our box, in this box right here, I like to keep our owned long XLR cables for the online. They have yellow tape, so that way you know that they're ours. And they're going to come out of channels 3 and 4. Aux 3 and 4. They're paired in stereo, linked together in stereo. That's why we have to run 2 cables. So, plug in 3. We want to keep it out of the way of people so that they don't trip. That's why we have a long cable. We can run it behind these seats so people don't trip on it. And I'll show you where we connect it in just a second in the booth. Alright, we'll do the same thing for the other cable. So Chris is doing the same thing. He took his out of aux 4. Yep, and so that's perfect. Now let's go up to the booth and I'll show you where to connect these into the online feed. Now we're back in the booth. We have our 2 cables. We have our 2 cables from our online sends. And we need to unplug the cables. So it's kind of hard to see. I know. But it's the black and the red right there. The ones with the black and the red are ours. So try to remember where they come in at. So we need to plug them back in when we're done in the exact same location. So it looks like second from the right. It's the red. And then beside it is the black. This is how we get our audio signal online. And we'll kind of redirect this a little bit. And then we'll plug it in. Just right here. Make sure it clicks in place. So from here it goes. Now our online is set up and hooked up and ready to roll. Because it goes over here to the tower for the Sling Studio. And the rest is controlled on the tablets. So we're good to go for online now. Chris is doing an amazing job putting gaffer's tape down. This is something we need to do, okay? This is not an option because people go up these stairs and down these stairs a lot on Sundays, especially the kids. They love to run up and down these stairs. And these cables are right in the way. But I can't think of a better way to run the cables to the booth. So this is why we have to put tape down to avoid tripping. Our ambient mic is this Shure BG201. It has a switch. I like to leave it in the box here between services. It has its own little bag, black bag. So you take it out of the bag. We borrow their little stand. Usually we find it on the baptistry up here. And this one is channel 16 right here. Channel 16 is our ambient mic. The ambient mic is helpful if you're in a pinch and you don't have time. It's okay to leave it out, but it really does help the sound. You get more of a sense that you're in the room when you have ambient mic. So we run it again, like all the others, along the lip of the stage. I'll hand this to you to hold. And a little tangle. We run this along the front of the stage here, as far as it'll go. Excuse me, friends. Pardon me, sir. Excuse me, pardon me. And say hey to Dave. Hey, buddy. And we'll plug it in. Just one XLR cable is fine for this because it doesn't have to be in an exact specific location, but you do want it to face the congregation. Make sure it's facing this way, like that. That way it picks up the room and the voices of the congregation. So now we have mics on stands. So we need one for the podium, right over here. Someone already set that up. It's mic number 1. And then as you can see by the drums, we'll walk over there. We have a mic for the drums or the cajon. Whatever percussion instrument we have, we're going to mic it. That's only for online. They don't need in-house amplification, but online it helps to hear it with the band. So we put it on a boom stand, and we put it near the snare-ish area. This other one that we're going to put on a band member, one of the brothers usually sings tenor, either Rob or Ian, usually. So we'll give them the bass mic. So we have this one for an instrumentalist, vocalist, Rob or Ian. We may not need it today. I don't think Ian's playing, so he may hold this himself. But it's nice to have just in case. Here's our drum mic right here, in position roughly. So we're good to go. So on the board here, everything's connected. Again, we have our stage monitor for our singers and our band. We have our 2 online sends, right and left, to the booth. We have instrument cables. There's one more instrument coming in. We have our main speakers left and right here. We have our ambient mic, 16. Now let's turn it on, right here. It's a power switch. Just give it a few seconds. So as you can see, take a look here. The router needs power, so it has its own power cable. It's in here, back of the box. So we take it out of the back of the box here. I personally like to run it in the front and plug it in that front receptacle that's on the booth. On the box, sorry. Yeah, that's where I like to plug it in. There we go. We need to give it about a minute or less to get its system up and running.